Hey guys, Woolly Bees. Setting up my yearly watering pond for the bees. This year I'm trying something different. Normally I put a couple 5-gallon buckets out with sticks in them. Put a little bit of a salt block in each bucket. That way they get their vitamins, minerals, some other things. But this year, a friend of mine found this guy's pond sitting out in the front of his yard being thrown away because it leaked. The second tier broke and it was leaking, so he just decided to dig it up, throw it away. Well, I decided to repurpose it when he said it was out there. So far I've had water in it for 3 days. It's holding water, so that's a good thing. But now the point is getting to actually making the watering pond. If you don't know, bees need water in the summertime to cool the hive, to reconstitute the honey they've stored so they can eat it during the summer. They take the water, they put little droplets all around the comb and fan it, which keeps the hive cool, because brood rearing is standard kind of between 93 and 95 degrees. Anything hotter can start killing the brood. Anything colder, you get chill brood. But in summertime, you don't have to worry about the cold. You have to worry about the heat. And bees need water just like you and I do. Here's the thing. If you don't live in the country, miles away from anybody, your bees can pester your neighbors, especially if they have a swimming pool, especially if it's a saltwater swimming pool. That's why I use these salt blocks. Basically a deer block. It's got salt, sodium, cobalt, copper, iodine, iron, zinc, magnesium, some other things in it. I don't use a whole block in the bucket, so I'm not going to use a whole block in that. But to keep them from drowning this year, I got the bright idea of a pool noodle. These pool noodles are, get this, $4.95 at Walmart. Exact same pool noodle, exact same manufacturer at Dollar Tree for $1. So why would you want to spend $4.95 plus tax and get one when I could, if you needed them, you'd get 5 for the same price? So I'm going to cut them about 1/4 inch thick. That was a little too thick. And they're going to float just like that. Just float right there. The bees can have the whole outside, the inside to get to the water. Just take something sharp like a, ooh, that sounds good, a fillet knife. It's just, I may be shooting myself in the foot with this, but this is the fillet knife I use to cut queen cells. Of course, I can sharpen it. But I'm not going to sit here and bore you with the whole cutting 9 million of these things at about between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. They're all going to be non-uniform because, well, I'm freehanding it. But as you see, it's going to be a floating oasis for bees to have plenty of room to get the water. I've got 100 and something hives here. It's in the shade during the morning. It's about, I don't know, 11:30 in the morning. By about noonish, between noon and 1 o'clock, this will be in the sun. The bees should be through with what they're foraging on. They are actually still bringing in nectar and pollen. Sometime around 2 o'clock is when they start bearding out and they start trucking in the water. So this will be in the full sun. I have of course I don't have it out here with me because it's in the shade, but I have a little solar pump that spews up about 8 inches. Water just spews up and out. With that, you're aerating the water. The salt is going, and the minerals are going to inhibit mosquitoes if you live in a mosquito-prone area like I do. It'll inhibit the mosquitoes from laying their eggs and making a big mess of your pond and making a mess of you with possibility of West Nile, whatever else that they pass on. But anyway, I'm going to continue doing this. I'll pause the video and then we'll do a finished video. But let's go ahead and do this. I'll give you a close-up of what the salt block looks like. I get these at Tractor Supply. Basically just a deer block. I'm guesstimating this is about a 10-gallon little pond. I think it was a 20 gallon with the extra lip, because it come out another foot and came up the same depth. So I'd probably say it's about a 20 gallon little pond. It's just a salt block. Take a hammer. There's about half. Over time, being soaked in water, that salt block will completely dissipate. The water will be a kind of an orangish red. Bees will get the minerals they need. They need salt to cure the honey. They need the water, as I said, to get the hive cool. Like I said, I'm going to pause it and then I'll come back with a finished cutting, and I'll actually go get the little pump and set it in there. It won't be running because it's solar, but you'll see what it looks like at the end. All right, guys, as you can see, we're back, and one pool noodle for this size mating pond. I was just talking to somebody. I sold a queen. Watering pond. One noodle is not enough, so you need two of them. It's already starting to turn reddish orange. I'll give you a close-up of that. But here is the nice little solar sprayer. I'm just going to set it in the middle. I'm going to anchor it down. There's a little place here to grab onto it. I'm going to put a little rock on it to hold it in the center, because it does spray out about 6 to 8 inches out to the side, so that won't go outside the pond. A couple of things we need to talk about is these things are pretty light. I guarantee you the first wind episode, nice little wind episode I have, it's probably going to blow some of them out and over. If you know you're going to have a big heavy downpour, if the news is telling you that you're going to get 2-3 inches of rain, I would say cover your pond. If you're going to build one of these, I've got like the stuff, the coloplast, I think is what they call it, where they make those campaign signs out of, but it's like a Mountain Dew sign from Walmart that's probably about a foot longer than the pond and about 2 foot wider. Something simple like that. Maybe put like a little strip of wood. That way you can set it down and actually weight it down so the wind don't blow. Number one, your nice little pool noodles away, and number two, doesn't overfill your pond, and then all of a sudden your salt water's here and my grass is dead and my fig tree that's right there is dead. I definitely don't want to kill my fig tree. I did see a couple of bees on this a little while ago, but they've already moved on. Maybe they'll tell everybody where it's at, but I got to stop by Dollar Tree and buy at least one more pool noodle. I'd say one will do it. But that's it. If you like the videos, like and subscribe. This is part of the series. I meant to mention in the front is beekeeping on the cheap. Didn't cost me anything on the pond. Like I said, $1 for the noodle would be $2 invested there. This was maybe $4 on Amazon, I think it was. Most expensive thing is going to be your salt block, but hey, I'm going to get 2 years out of that salt block. When I did it in 5-gallon buckets, I'd usually get about 3 years out of a salt block. That's basically it. Just little safety tips. If you're going to use a fillet knife, this is quite sharp. Keep your fingers out of the way. Guys, like and subscribe. Share the videos. Leave any comments, because hey, any way that you see something that I'm not seeing that could help me or anybody else out, put them in the comments below. I'll leave a link to the other Beekeeping on the Cheap series is down below. Thanks for watching.